Hello, group. Welcome to Extract Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, the Graham Bonnet Band. Lost in Hollywood again. Live in Hollywood. You remember Graham Bonnet? You remember this classic rainbow record? Enough said. They play 6 of the 8 songs from this record. Why didn't they go 8 for 8? They could have. They only missed No Time to Lose and Danger Zone. If you remember to do those two, you had everything from Down to Earth. And get 2 songs from this classic Schenker Group album. The Soul Attack, the title track, and Desert Song. I kept Desert Song from this set for my YouTube music likes for later. I like Desert Song. And then there's another 2 songs. You may not have this one. But it's Graham Bonnet's solo record, as he left or about to leave Rainbow, with lots of guest stars. Status Quo members, and they even produced, I think they wrote the song for him. Status Quo and Cozy Powell and Mickey Moody from Whitesnake. Cool record. So 2 songs from that record. Night Games, which is a very good song. And SOS. And to fill it out, there's a keyboard solo, there's a drum solo. Hard rock record. It's kind of a requirement. Gotta let the band solo a bit. Oh, they do an instrumental version of Deep Purple's Lazy. Just let the band stretch out and let Graham rest his voice. He's 78 years old now. It can still belt very nicely. He can be in one of these singing shows like The Voice or Idol or Masked Singer or whatever you want. He can compete. Okay, he hit some flat notes on this one. Especially in the beginning. Some notes, I don't know my singing. Never learned to be a singer, even in grade school. They heard me and went, "No, thank you." Go watch the show when we're ready. And there's some flat notes in here. Not gonna kid you. But the band is good. Band is tight. Been together a good while. The guitar player's been there. And newish drummer, newish keyboard player, bass player, pretty girl bass player. Appears to be Graham's girlfriend. Young enough. Never mind that old line. Good for Graham. Rock stars don't have to have a woman his age. That's not part of the promise of a rock star. Younger women, older rock star. That's the promise, right? Young women going, ooh, it's Graham Bonnet. Since you've been gone, all night long. There you go. And you get those hits. And there's a video that you can purchase as well for this. Okay, so it's audio. I'm just going to do the audio for you. I didn't see the video. I saw the video for one song, had a video. Since You've Been Gone, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Since You've Been Gone. Yeah, he still got the voice, still can belt, but there's some flat notes. He's not like certain singers. He's singing. He's got a belt for a living. So couple notes, flat. But most of this record, he's on top of it. He's great. The band's great. You get some of the solo, the band songs. Got Embossed from the Graham Bonnet Band. You also get Into the Night, from the Graham Bonnet Band. So you get a couple songs from the Graham Bonnet Band, and they not as classic as the others, but they hold up fairly nicely. And yeah, there's one Alcatrazz song, because at the time he was in court fighting over the Alcatrazz brand name. And the other guys in Alcatrazz who fired Graham, allegedly, Graham likes being in the bar. And no, he's an attorney. And so Alcatrazz just fired Graham. And Graham took him to court. Because after all, you want to go see Alcatrazz without Graham Bonnet? Heck, of course I reviewed the last Alcatrazz record. I liked it. But the guy's singer, they could imitate Graham Bonnet on Graham Bonnet songs because they have to. What the heck is Alcatrazz without Graham Bonnet? Heck, I thought it was Graham Bonnet's band. I didn't have access to the contracts. What do I know? It was a partnership. Who knew? And, of course, we got Yngwie Malmsteen and Steve Vai because of Alcatrazz. Those first two Alcatrazz records with Yngwie and Steve Vai. Damn good records. They missed on choosing a guitar player for album number 3, and that was it. For a while, there was no Alcatrazz for a good while. But they got back together in the 21st century about, and, so we got Alcatrazz, and we got Graham Bonnet solo, Graham Bonnet Band. It's all good. So, if you want to hear classic pre-Alcatrazz Graham Bonnet, which is the stuff they actually sold. Yeah. Night Games, I don't think had domestic United States release. This is good. It's a pop record, but it's pretty good for a pop record. The two singles, boy howdy are those pop songs, All Night Long and Since You've Been Gone. Boy, but the other 6 songs, they rock pretty. Come on, we're talking Ritchie Blackmore and Roger Clover writing the songs. They did good. Iconic record. There's fans for this record too, but yeah, Impetrelli and Blackthorn, you kind of lost, you get faded. But, pretty much, you give me 6 songs from here, you got a good set. It is a good set, and it is role played. And heck, give a few bucks to T Purple. A couple more bucks for Ritchie Blackmore by covering Lazy as instrumental. Good choice. Keep it in the T Purple family, which Graham Bonnet firmly is in the T Purple family through his time in Rainbow. And there's other live records with Graham. Solo Graham with Alcatrazz. And not the first live record with this set list about. It was worth a listen. And it's here on YouTube. So go check it out. Go compare it to other live stuff that Graham has done. Singing, Night Games. You may not own lineup, but you may well own Graham owning Night Games on some live record with Alcatrazz or some other live record with Graham Bonnet singing. Yeah, some Night Games got recorded more than once live. As well as should. It's a good song. Pop song. But a hell of a pop song. Good hard rock pop song. So, recorded at the iconic Whisky A Go Go in August 2024 and just released last month. I said there's also a video, and it's an hour and 18 minutes. So you get a lot of it, a lot for your money. And of course, listening on YouTube, get a good selection of, and the first 5 songs are all Rainbow songs. And then other stuff until the last song. The title track, Lost in Hollywood, ends the show. And it's a corker. And that's what I got. So it's hard rock. And with keyboards. So it's a T Purple band lineup. Keyboards, guitar player, bass, drums. So it's very, keyboards figure prominently in the sound of this band. And that gets your interest if you haven't heard much of Rainbow Down to Earth, which had the iconic Don Airey, the current keyboard player in T Purple on keyboards. That was Don Airey's really big break. was playing on this with Cozy Powell on drums, Roger Clover on bass, the well-known bass player from Deep Purple, and of course Blackmore's band of Deep Purple, and now Blackmore's Night with his wife doing Renaissance music. Nice stuff, but not exactly action rock. There's no ballads here. Can you believe that? No, there's not. I mean, yes, Graham Bonnet's a pop singer. Started there, still is a hard rock pop singer. No ballads. Nothing sentimental here, you know? Oh, the one Alcatrazz song you get? Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live. I think that's a good choice. Rather have a Steve Vai choice from Alcatrazz song. But that's a good song. A good song for the kids, to warn the kids. And no, there's nothing political here. There's nothing to be offended by. Just a good, solid rock and roll show for the whole family. Okay, there's one curse word when he's singing Love's No Friend. Not as much of a cursing streak as he did in the last Alcatrazz live record with him from 2019, released the last couple months. I reviewed it. Not as much as a blue streak there. So, really nice stuff. It rocks all the way through. Even when it goes pop, with All Night Long and Since You've Been Gone and Night Games and SOS. There's some pop in here, but it doesn't go into ballads. It's just pop songs with energy, and that's important. We like our energy here on the Action Rock Corner. Did I cover all the bases? You like this video? Give it a like. Subscribe to Action Rock Corner. Ring the notification bell. And go on YouTube. The Graham Bonnet Band, Lost in Hollywood again. And come back. You hear those flat notes? You really mind them that much? It's over early. Then he's warmed up. He does well later in the set. I think after the first two, he does fine in 95% of the set. And you come back, tell us what you think. And for latest in action rock, garage rock, punk, psychobilly, rockabilly, stoner, some industrial once in a while. Anything that rocks. No brogging. No edgy elevator music. Gonna give me something mellow. It's gonna have a little bit of edge to it, like a maggot brain. Gotta freak me out a little bit if you get mellow. You know, to get away with that. And of course, classic legacy bands. Rainbow, Graham Bonnet, Michael Schenker. We'll get to it. And remember, fresh music is as important as fresh food. Yeah, these are old friends. Much of this set's old friends. But yeah, I say it's pretty fresh. A pretty fresh take. Some old friends. And thank you for watching. And remember, have fun with your music. Yes, I found it fun. Did I remember to say that he looks like the Phantom Stranger? Look at Graham there. Anybody remember the Phantom Stranger? Raise your hands. There's one in the back. Looks like he's auditioning to be the Phantom Stranger in the new DC comics, movie, or TV series, right? Yeah, a suit. Even I don't wear a suit. But he looks good. He always was real coughed. He wouldn't grow his hair. That's why he got fired from Rainbow. He wouldn't be a hippie, long-haired singer. So Richie had to go, you're too cool for school here, kid. And then Graham had to move on, and they got Joel Turner. And who knew? Joel Turner was bald the entire time. Those are rigs he was wearing. Does this look good for you, Richie? I can change my hair if you don't like it. No one knew. Now Joel Lynn's running around bald as hell. Even balder than me. And that's pretty bald. Thanks for watching. And see you again soon.